here for a registration and plate violation as well as an expired license. Is that your understanding?
Well, that's the paperwork that I received.
Okay. Well, since the expired license is a misdemeanor. Yeah, I'm just making sure. Okay, so since the expired license is a misdemeanor, you have the right to speak to a public defender or a court-appointed attorney. You certainly do not have to, but that is your right. So is that something that you want to do today, or do you want to go forward representing yourself?
Well, I've already hand-delivered paperwork up there to state my position.
Okay.
Did that paperwork make it into my file?
I believe it did.
Alright, should be. And did all 7 pages make it in there?
Talking about the affidavit of status, is that what you're talking about?
That is correct.
As well as the notice of deficiencies and irregularities.
Correct.
Okay. Alright, well, did you want to speak to a public defender, or do you want to just get the judge out?
I'm simply going to just stand on my paperwork. That's all I'm going to do. If the court has the paperwork, then I have nothing to add.
Alright. I will put your file in the stack to get the judge out, and we will call your case.
Alright.
So, just working on getting a couple other files handled, and then as soon as I get the judge out and call your case, I'll bring you back in, okay?
Okay.
Alright, just hang on for a little bit. Alright, Judge, we're all set.
Calling People versus Joshua Lanto, case number 21001844OI. Today is the date and time set for an arraignment and pretrial. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Lisa Mommy on behalf of White Lake Township.
Good afternoon, sir. And you are Mr. Joshua Peter Lanto?
That is, my Christian name is Joshua Peter, and my surname is Lanto. Yes.
Okay. And this is the date and time set for an arraignment and pretrial. Is there a resolution in this matter, Ms. Amami?
Your Honor, I haven't had an opportunity to speak to Mr. Lanto about what an offer might look like in this case. I don't know if he has since renewed his driver's license. If he has, then I would have no problem dismissing the expired license if he pled to the expired registration plate.
All right. So, Mr. Lanto, did you hear Ms. Hamami's representations in regard to this matter?
I heard it.
All right. Do you wish to take advantage of the offer that she's made?
If she thinks that that's an acceptable offer, then I at this time, no. I do have paperwork that I submitted to the court. Did the court receive the paperwork?
Well, you did submit paperwork to the court. That's correct.
Okay,
You
we're all.
submitted an affidavit.
That was one
But
part.
that's still. But I'm still asking you if you wish to take advantage of the offer. If you don't, that's fine. But I'm asking you if you wish to take advantage of the offer.
Well, did the court receive all 7 pages of the paperwork that I submitted, or just the affidavit?
Well, I don't know when you say all 7 pages. I received some paperwork from you. That is correct.
Well, I took the time to number them and drop them off.
Well, you submitted something called an affidavit of status.
That was the first part. That's the first 3 pages. Or 4 pages, I apologize.
When you say all, I don't know if I received it all. I'm telling you that's what I received. So is that what you're talking about?
Well, I am talking about the affidavit of status. There's also a notice of deficiencies, which should be the last 3. I have a copy of it if I need to read it into the record.
No, I've got that as well. It's attached to the affidavit of status.
Okay, wonderful.
Judge, I would like to state for the record, I have not received a copy of that.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure. I've received it, but it still leaves us. Do you wish to take advantage of the offer that's been made to you, Mr. Lanto?
No, I simply I submitted my paperwork and I submitted my response, so that's what I'm going by.
All right. So we have to go forward with the arraignment then. Can I have you raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the information you're going to give to the court is the whole truth?
Yes.
Okay. So, Mr. Lanto, I'm going to read the allegations to you. It is alleged on or about June 24th of 2021 in the township of White Lake, County of Oakland, State of Michigan, that you were driving a motor vehicle while your license was expired or canceled. This is a misdemeanor. It is punishable upon conviction by a maximum of 90 days in Oakland County Jail, a maximum of up to $100 in fines plus costs. Do you understand that charge?
No, I don't understand at all. I mean, there's a couple words in there alone that I have conflict with. It says that drove, and I'm just wondering what definition of the word drive or drove are we going by? Are we going by Black's Law Dictionary?
So I'll explain to you legally. Driving means that you were in a vehicle that was motorized and you were on a highway that was open to the public.
Okay,
So
well,
I'm just asking if you understand it. I'm not asking if I'm trying to be real careful with you. I'm asking if you agree with it. I'm just asking if you understand it.
And that's why I tell you I don't understand it, because it depends on what definition of the word drove or driver we're using, and it also depends on if are we going by Black's Law definition, or are we going by...
No, we're going by the legal definition, Mr. Lanto. So I just told you what the legal definition is for Michigan.
But I have a belief that definition is incorrect. I believe that the definition of driver is somebody employed or doing commerce on the roadway.
Mr. Lanto, I'm going to stop you right there.
Okay.
Because, again, I'm not asking, I'm trying to get through the arraignment process. So I'm not asking if you agree with it. You're making an argument that you don't agree with it.
I'm trying to understand.
If you understand. I'm just asking you if you understand it.
Well, I object because I don't understand. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, you said you didn't understand what drive means. I just explained to you. It means that you were in a motor vehicle, you were operating a motor vehicle on a highway that was open to the public.
And that's the definition that's the definition that the court is going to stand under?
That's the legal definition. So I'm just asking if you understand that.
Is that Is it Black's Law Dictionary, or is it another dictionary I'm unfamiliar with?
No, I told you it was the legal definition, sir.
Okay, legal definition. And what is the source of that legal definition?
The statutes of the state of Michigan.
Statutes of the state of Michigan? Okay, statutes of the state of Michigan.
So, Mr. Lanto, based upon your responses, I'm going to have you're going to stand mute to the charge. I'll enter plea of not guilty in your behalf.
Objection.
I do have to set this matter for pre-trial.
Objection. I was just asking to understand, and I was following the court's instructions.
My instruction was asking you whether you understood it, and you said that you understood the words.
I said that I didn't understand.
I'm not asking you whether you agree to it.
Well, I believe
I have to go forward. I understand that you're objecting, so I'm trying to get to the process where you can get before the court with your objection.
Okay, well, I've been in several courts and several courtrooms, and each court or courtroom acts slightly different, or they have slightly different procedures, or there's slight nuances to every courtroom. So, will I be allowed to understand the cause and nature of these charges?
My point is, in an arraignment process, I have to bring you before the court and make sure that you understand what you're being charged with, and then I have to set this matter for a proceeding where you can be heard. So I'm just trying to get to that process. You don't need to make any statements. I'm allowed to enter the plea on your behalf. So I'm entering a plea on your behalf. I can set this matter. Let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish. I'll let you talk. So I can set this matter for a pre-trial so you can be before the court properly to make your objections known. But this isn't the process where there's nothing I can do about your objections today.
Well,
Not a single thing.
Okay.
Okay?
May I speak?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Like I said, I'm. You asked me if I understand, and I said no, I don't understand. And then I'm trying to get to an understanding, and then I'm told that I'm not allowed to make my own plea, and that a plea will be made on my behalf. Do I understand that correctly?
Well, you kind of skewed the words a little bit, but no. You seem like a very rational person. You understand the words that I'm saying correctly, correct?
Well, for the most part, I mean, I speak common language. I don't speak legalese, so,
Okay.
you know,
So you've used the word drive before. You know what the word drive means.
Well, I understand the Black's Law definition of the word driver is somebody employed or doing commerce on the roadway. So if
I'm
we
just trying to get to the point, Mr.
Right.
Lanto.
Right.
I'm trying to get to the point where I can set a proceeding so you can come in and voice your objections. But your objections aren't appropriate in this hearing. I'm trying to help you out here.
Well,
I will certainly listen to your objections, but if we can't get through the arraignment process, I'm just going to have to adjourn this whole proceeding and bring you back for the arraignment, and then we'll go through it the same thing next time.
well,
So if you let me get through this pre-trial proceedings, we can at least get to the point where I can bring you back and you can properly voice your objections. But I can't do it. I can't do it at this stage.
okay, may I speak now?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't want to come back or have any more proceedings. That's my desire.
Well, you've been charged with something, so if you don't come back, you may have a bench warrant issued against you.
Well, and may is a tricky word as well. So will I or won't I? If I will, then I'll do whatever I'm told.
Well, ultimately, if you don't show up, you will.
Okay, so I just want to make decisions in contract voluntarily, with no threats of coercion or threats of any kind.
I
And
understand
I
that,
wanna-
Mr. Lanto, but what the allegation is that you were driving on a highway that was a government highway open to the public, and you have to address these issues. I understand where you're coming from, but like I said, if I can't get through this arraignment process, then we can't even have this conversation because it's not the proper proceeding.
Okay, well,
It has to be under the proper proceeding, and a pre-trial or a trial is where it's properly addressed. It's not properly addressed in an arraignment.
okay, so in an arraignment, like I said, we have to come to some sort of agreement on the words and the
Okay.
terms that we're using, right?
Mr. Lanto, I'm going to give you 35 more seconds, and if we can't, because I've got other matters, and I've given you a lot of leeway, but if we can't get through it, then I'm going to adjourn this arraignment and schedule it for another day.
Well, I have no desire to do
So,
any of that.
Do you understand the charge against you?
I don't, and that's why I'm saying
And I'm going to adjourn. Okay, I'm going to adjourn this to a new day. I don't have the date. You'll get that in the mail.
Okay, and I don't want to have any other proceedings either.
Okay.
So
All right. So I'm adjourning this matter. You'll get the new court date in the mail, and we'll try to get through the arraignment process then.
okay, did the court understand the paperwork I submitted?
Right. Thank you. Yes, I did read your paperwork.
Okay,
Judge, if I
Samane, yes.
just like to clarify, when I first started talking, I explained that if Mr. Lanto renewed his driver's license, then I would be willing to dismiss the drove while license expired in exchange for a plea to the civil infraction of the registration plate violation. I can tell you as of last week, he had not done that. So I just want to be clear, even if he comes back next time having not done that, that would not be the offer. The offer is only an exchange. Yeah, the offer is only going to be made if he has a valid driver's license.
All
okay.
right, thank you.
May I speak to that?
Thank you. No.
I
thank
can't speak to that.